Controller removal. Remove the battery from the bike, then disconnect the motor cable. Gently pull the loom connector to disconnect it from the controller, then disconnect the rear light and the torque sensor. Release the rear frame. This will allow you to access the controller. Use a 3mm hex key to remove the controller from the adapter bracket. Torque sensor removal. Unscrew the round cable guide using a T8 Torx key, then remove fully, but keep hold of it for reassembly. Using a 2.5mm hex key, undo the screws on the clamp band, then remove fully. Then remove the ferrite from the torque sensor cable. Using a flathead screwdriver, lift and remove the sealing rubber. On the T-line, the adapter bracket is additionally held in place by 2 more screws underneath the bottom bracket. Use a T8 Torx key to unscrew these and remove. You can now pull the controller adapter bracket away from the frame, ensuring to remove any tape residue. With the rear frame folded, disengage the chain tensioner, then remove the cranks. For detailed steps on how to do so, click on the link in the description. Using a bottom bracket tool, unscrew the drive side cup clockwise. Once it's fully unscrewed, push the axle to disengage the teeth from the non-drive side cup. You can now unscrew the non-drive side cup rotating anti-clockwise. For the torque sensor cable to pass through, the cup needs to be unscrewed more than halfway or fully. The torque sensor can be now removed from the bottom bracket housing, along with the non-drive side cup, if left in. Torque sensor installation. Clean the bottom bracket shell. Attached to the bottom bracket sensor is the complete sensor cable, so the fitting will be slightly different to a conventional bottom bracket. The cable exit on the sensor should be pointing towards the rear wheel. This cable needs to remain in the same place during installation and use. Please note, on the T-line the fitting is identical, but the sensor cable exits from the underside of the bottom bracket instead of the upper side. If you check the non-drive side cup, you can see some locating teeth on the bottom bracket shell, and they interface with the locating grooves in the drive side cup. Partially install the non-drive side cup by screwing clockwise. Don't screw in fully or you won't be able to pass the cable through. Feed the torque sensor cable through the bottom bracket housing to then exit towards the rear wheel. Always ensure the cable does not get snagged, stretched or damaged in any way by holding it straight, in line with the brazing. Once the cable is seated, tighten the non-drive side cup fully and torque to the setting listed in the video description. Push the axle from the drive side to engage the locating teeth on the non-drive side cup. You can now start screwing the drive side cup rotating anti-clockwise. Torque to the setting listed in the video description. Apply the adhesive patches onto the adapter bracket, then remove the protective film. Feed the torque sensor cable through the controller adapter bracket. Align it correctly so that it is square behind the seat tube and resting on the bottom bracket shelf. Apply pressure so it sticks to the seat tube. Then wrap the clamp band around the seat tube and secure in place, tightening the screws using a 2.5mm hex key, ensuring the recessed nut stays in place while inserting the screw. Fit the sealing rubber around the torque sensor cable. For the T-line, fit the bottom plate of the adapter bracket, loop the sensor cable onto the hook, and secure it in place using a T8 Torx key. Controller installation. Place the controller on its bracket, ensuring the light and torque sensor cables are seated in its design slots. Secure the controller, tightening the screw using a 3mm hex key. Align the arrow on the loom connector with the ridge on the bracket, then push gently but firmly. The rear light connects to the top hole on the controller bracket, while the torque sensor connects to the bottom one. Align the arrow on the connectors with the slotted hole on the bracket before inserting in fully. With the rear frame released, secure the cables in place with the round grommet, tightening the screw using the T8 Torx key. Reattach the rear frame to the main frame. Reconnect the loom with the motor cable, ensuring to match the arrows before inserting in fully. Then slot the cable in its designed clips. Reinstall the cranks. For detailed steps on how to do so, click on the link in the description. Re-engage the chain tensioner and ensure the gears are indexing correctly. If indexing is needed, click on the link in the description. Reapply the ferrite to the torque sensor cable and reinstall the battery on the bike.